Welcome to this explainer. Look, today we're unpacking a massive shift in Philippine business and global commerce. For decades, the traditional way we produce, consume, and discard has been treated as this ultimate, unstoppable engine of growth. But honestly, that model is fundamentally failing us. The good news, though, is that there's a highly profitable, deeply innovative alternative that's rapidly taking its place. If you're at all interested in where the future of supply chains, manufacturing, and local commerce is actually heading, you're in exactly the right place. Let's dive right in.
Think about literally any physical product you own right now. Just take a look at the smartphone or the laptop you're using, look at the clothes in your closet, or even just the coffee cup on your desk. For generations, the entire global economy has been running on absolute autopilot, utilizing this one incredibly uniform, very one-directional model. It's like an invisible track that almost all modern industries were built on. We don't even question it anymore, because it's just so deeply embedded in how we do business. But every single item around you was born from this exact same rigid system that's dominated our world for over a century. It's the silent operating system of our modern lives.
So, what exactly is this operating system? Well, it's a pretty relentless sequence. We extract raw materials from the earth, we manufacture them into products, we sell them to consumers, and eventually, we just throw them away. Let's follow a simple plastic bottle, for example. We drill for oil, refine it into plastic, mold the bottle, ship it across the entire world, drink from it for what? Maybe 10 minutes, and then just toss it in a bin. And then, we just repeat the cycle, endlessly for the next bottle and the next. It is entirely linear, just a straight line from a deep mine or a pristine forest straight to a crowded landfill. We extract, we produce, and we trash. It's often referred to simply as take, make, dispose.
But here's the thing. That take, make, dispose model, it is fundamentally broken. It relies on this very flawed, honestly kind of arrogant assumption that we somehow possess infinite resources to extract and infinite space to dump our endless garbage. But as we all know, we live on a planet with strict, finite limits. You simply cannot run a limitless extraction machine inside a closed biological system. Operating a straight-line, throwaway economy on a spherical, finite planet is, frankly, a mathematical impossibility in the long run. We've been pretending the math works for decades, but today, right now, we are finally hitting that unavoidable wall.
And the consequences of this broken system are hitting us from every possible angle. First off, it's generating an overwhelming amount of waste. We are churning out mountains of discarded plastics and electronics way faster than our planet can naturally absorb or process them, literally choking entire ecosystems. Second, this relentless production engine is causing severe pollution. The toxic runoff and emissions are actively poisoning our rivers and just overloading our atmosphere with carbon. And perhaps most alarmingly, it's driving extreme resource depletion. We're mining rare earth metals, logging forests, and draining aquifers at a terrifying speed. We are essentially borrowing incredibly heavily from the future just to fund a cheap, disposable present.
Okay, so what's the solution? Enter the circular economy. Now, to be clear, this isn't just some minor tweak to the old system or a cute new recycling campaign. It is a completely different paradigm for how we handle production and consumption. It's an alternative model where products are intentionally kept in use for as long as humanly possible. Crucially, in this system, waste is quite literally designed out from the very beginning. Imagine a laptop where every component just easily clicks out to be upgraded, or a product shipped in packaging that actually dissolves safely into compost. The intention is fundamentally different here. Instead of degrading natural systems to make things, we actively regenerate them.
We are talking about a stark contrast in economic philosophy. For decades, our entire mantra has been that destructive take, make, dispose. You mine it, you use it, you trash it. But now we're shifting to a resilient, innovative new mantra: reduce, reuse, redesign, and regenerate. Notice how the vocabulary entirely changes here. It's a massive psychological shift. We aren't just trying to, manage the end of life of a product slightly better or build better landfills. We are redesigning the entire life cycle so that the very concept of end of life practically ceases to exist. Instead of depletion, our core goal becomes regeneration, literally leaving the system richer and more robust than how we found it.
Under this new model, the actual day-to-day mechanics of commerce completely change. Products are actually built to last. Shocking, right? No more planned obsolescence. Think about a washing machine. In the old system, a broken motor means the whole heavy machine goes to the dump. In the circular model, when it breaks, it's easily repaired instead of immediately replaced.
At the end of its utility, it gets returned to the manufacturer, completely remanufactured and recirculated back into the economy as a pristine product. And most fascinating of all, in a truly circular system, the waste from one manufacturing process directly becomes the essential raw input for another. It essentially mimics nature. Think about it. In a thriving forest, a fallen tree isn't waste, it's fertilizer. The circular economy brings that exact same ecosystem logic to human industry.
Now, here is where it gets incredibly exciting for us locally. Here in the Philippines, the circular economy is not just some abstract environmental ideal debated at high-level global climate summits. It is a tangible, highly lucrative business opportunity staring us right in the face today. This is a massive chance to innovate, to capture entirely new markets, and to redefine how value is created in our local economy. Businesses that pivot to this model aren't just doing the right thing for the environment, they're tapping into incredible new revenue streams, discovering massive cost savings, and really positioning themselves as absolute market leaders in a rapidly evolving global landscape.
In fact, we are already seeing this economic shift happening on the ground. Think about Ukay-ukay, our thriving thrift store culture. Let's be real. Filipinos have basically been mastering circular fashion and making it highly profitable long before it was a fancy corporate buzzword. We're also seeing the rise of community repair cafes, brilliantly extending the life of electronics and appliances that would otherwise just be trashed. And if we scale things way up, we're witnessing zero-waste manufacturing facilities and this brilliant concept called industrial symbiosis taking root within our massive economic zones. Industrial symbiosis is amazing. It's a setup where factories actively trade byproducts. So the extreme heat exhaust from one factory is literally piped over to power the operations of the plant next door. One company's trash becomes another's literal power source. How cool is that?
The business case for this is practically undeniable. Companies that embrace circular design right now are going to reap massive bottom-line benefits. By using less virgin material and reusing what they already have in the loop, well, you instantly reduce upfront costs. You significantly slash your waste liabilities and those expensive disposal fees, and crucially, by keeping materials in continuous circulation, you build supply chains that are incredibly resilient against global resource price shocks. Just think about recent years: shipping delays, material shortages, massive spikes in global commodity prices. When you don't have to constantly buy brand new raw materials from a volatile, unpredictable global market, you insulate your business, you protect your profit margins from all that global chaos.
Look, the writing is absolutely on the wall. The era of the linear, throwaway economy, it's definitively ending. The environmental and economic costs are simply way too high to sustain any longer. It's just an outdated operating system that no longer serves us. In its place, a new, regenerative, circular economy is just beginning to take off. It offers a powerful, proven roadmap to sustainable profitability, where business growth doesn't have to come at the exact expense of the planet.
Navigating a shift this monumental definitely requires some real insight and sharp strategy. So, to stay ahead of this massive economic transition and figure out exactly how to apply these concepts to your own operations, be sure to follow Sustain PH Studio. They provide excellent daily sustainability tips tailored specifically for businesses operating right here in the Philippines. They can really help you turn these massive global concepts into actionable daily steps for your company. But having the right information is only half the battle.
Because this transition from linear to circular isn't just a fleeting trend. It is the new, unavoidable reality of both global and local commerce. The future of the Philippine economy is circular. So the only question left is your business ready for it?